Alright, this video I will go over a testing session between me and Matti Quisma playing blue at control. I'm playing heroic. Yeah, let's see how this one went down. These were the first games I played with heroic, so there's gonna be a little bit of an adjustment period just as I try and figure out the deck. But I think we end up with this is like possibly a keep. But I'm on the draw, so it's like a little bit too likely they'll have like March or Get Lost on my Swiss Spear. So yeah, I don't think you can keep that. But I do think there is like a range of one landers with like a 1-drop and a cantrip that you can keep. There's some amount of them. This is probably not it. Also noteworthy that like Ancestral Anger is a lot worse than Defiant Strike in this matchup. Well, I do keep this one, okay. Yeah, I think this is a mulligan. Did I shoot the God Twinning there? Okay, just keep triple Ancestral Anger. Yeah, not sure that. Oh, this is on a 5-card hand. Okay, oh, that makes more sense then. Then I just have to keep it. And yeah, I guess I just have to hope that like he doesn't have interaction. So I guess I go for this Ancestral Anger. He has a removal spell and I die. Yeah. And so game 2. Catch this opening hand this time. Oh, I couldn't. But that was a 1-lander which showed on a bunch of 2-drops. Yeah, this hand definitely seems fine. I wonder what I bottom here. Probably the Ancestral Anger. I could bottom the Showdown, but I don't think that's worth it. I think I'm supposed to bottom the Ancestral Anger. Yeah. And so now there's like the ever relevant question of heroic is like whether or not like you play out your 2-drop on 2, or if you hold it to keep up God's Willing. Of course, when you're against a control deck, yeah, like when you're against counterspell, like there's like more of a reason to just like play out the Legionnaire turn 2. So I think I'll just like get it around the No More Lies by just playing it out now. I could also just play Favorite Hoplite here now that I drew that pass. Try and just keep up God's Willing forever. Then like next turn I can Defiant Strike it. But I think the fact that I drew a Favorite Hoplite also means that like I don't mind too much of my Legion. Like if my Legionnaire just gets killed immediately, I don't think I mind that much. And it's way better to target Legionnaire than Hoplite with Defiant Strike when I'm looking for lands. So I think I'm supposed to just play the Legionnaire here, but we'll see what I do. Okay. Let's see if this dies. It does not. Okay. So Matti might be in a spot where he would want to counter my Defiant Strike. I think I'm okay with that in this spot. No more make disappear to try and play around by playing the land first. And what do you see? Virtuoso. Okay, that's interesting. It's like a pretty good follow-up creature, but I don't think we need a follow-up creature here. I think I'd rather just put on the pressure. There is also a real chance that if I find a land off this, I can just play out my Hoplite and like into a temporary temporary lockdown, and then just like resolve a Showdown, which seems I think pretty good. I think I scry this on bottom and draw. Okay, just another Virtuoso. Scry bug is real. Now I don't think I'm as comfortable running out the Hoplite, so I think it's just I Gantro pass. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this. Maybe it's fine. It's definitely better if this is gonna get countered, which it does. Okay, yeah, Syncopate being proxy for No More Lies at this point. Testing. So okay, that's pretty good. So maybe it was actually correct to like play out the Favorite Hoplite there. Just because, like, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I guess, like, the following up with Virtuoso, like, plus God's Willing is pretty nice, and obviously I could draw a land and just follow up with the Showdown. And if he doesn't have the lockdown, I could actually eat a counterspell from it, which is pretty nice to be able to do. Anyway, so here, I think I'm just gonna go Monstrous Rage and, like, have my God's Willing up. Yeah, so I actually think it worked out really well. So I think actually my play that I would make now was worse than the one I made with 0 prep, maybe. So yeah, that shows you something. But anyways, you just really wanna like make sure you can put on pressure here. And there's absorb on that one, which is awkward, but fine. Yeah, that makes this spot like a lot less great for me. But we draw another thing, so I didn't see what I got to put on top there. But yeah, the issue is that like to get to the spot where Mati has managed to have like get lost plus a Dovin's veto here, and so I think I God's willing this. It gets countered, and oh yeah, sure, by another no more lies. Just syncopate for x equals 1 does the same thing as no more lies if you just pretend like you have to pay 3 and not 1. And yeah, there's a shark, and I think I lose to that one. Like I can maybe play a showdown, but it also gets countered. Yeah. So this was kind of an interesting game. Like, Mati only had a bunch of counter spells, then like this get lost here that he didn't commit early, try and waited until he could double spell with it, which I think is pretty smart. So yeah, I'm not really sure like what changes could have been made there. It's interesting. I wonder if there's an argument to not go for the Monstrous Rage. Like, once your opponent has already shown that they're don't have temporary lockdown, maybe I can just stand with Virtuoso in that spot on turn, like just attack with my, what is it, 3/3 Legionnaire, jam a Virtuoso. And then that gets countered. And then my... Does that change very much? I don't think it changes very much. Because then next turn, I'm still in a spot where like he can go get lost plus counterspell. So yeah, that doesn't really change much. But it's interesting. So the only thing that would actually have mattered is if I then had drawn a 4th land by the time I had that Ancestral Anger that got stopped. But I did scry on bottom to like try and find that, so I don't think I could do much more. I didn't see what I got to scry after Monstrous Rage, but I assume it wasn't scrying Ancestral Anger to the top. At least I hope not. That would be wrong. Alright. Let's go to game 2. Or match 2. I think this hand might be mulligan just because of this Reckless Rage. If you don't mind we spin the matchup. Okay. Well, I guess I kept it. So we'll see. We do have 2 lands, which I guess is something. Oh, right, okay, so we just draw this also, and then life is easy. I think this is the game where Mati just, like, has nothing, if I remember correctly. Okay, so I play out Hoplite here, which I think makes sense. Definitely most rather have normalized, and then I can just like cycle Divine Strike on it if I want to. Alright, so now I go for a very risky Ancestral Anger here. I'm not sure if this is right or we're just playing a regular Homestead Courage. I think maybe he has nothing. Yeah, so it just resolves. I get to play a 2nd Ancestral Anger. This is very odd. And now I Divine Strike it? No? Okay. You're still just like bluff a God's Willing. The upside of this play is that if he does have like a veto and a get lost, it's very possible he could play in this way where he just like lets both of these resolve. Prioritizing getting rid of my creature and then over like stopping my draw. So I actually like bluff a protection spell here. So I think that actually has some value. I think I also did some math here where like the Divine Strike doesn't necessarily improve the clock that much. Do you think it's like pretty ballsy to go for both the angers? I think maybe I would have gone for Homestead Courage instead. Well, I mean, obviously once the first one resolves, you can just do the second. So maybe that's fine. I'm not sure. Okay, so now this Swift Spear here. So like all we gotta do is make sure we can win through an Emperor. We have the Reckless Rage if it goes minus, so that's covered. Common problem is that the Emperor won't. Yeah, won't do -2. It'll do -1. The Homestead Courage can play around the Vigilance. Sorry, the like destroy target type creature because it has Vigilance. So if I target a Hoplite and a Swift Spear, this will become 4. This will become 5. So that's exactly 9. So yeah, that's just what we do. Just go Courage here and here, and then attack. So the question is also, can we play around like something like a Shark? Like, can we have another creature that's going to be lethal? Well, Reckless Rage plays around that. But say like there's any, removal spell. If I play my last Swift Spear here, will I be able to also pump that one up high enough? I think maybe yes. Like, so I had to make sure that if the Emperor minuses on a Swift Spear, like, because this one will be tapped, then he goes to 11. I still need to be able to deal 11 damage, but I think I can with this Defiant Strike still, right? Swift Spear, 2 times Homestead Courage on the 2 other guys. And that means that, like, this would be a 4, as I said, this would be a 3, and then Defiant Strike kills him. So, yeah. Yeah, this way I think I just checkmate him, unless he has, like, 2 removal spells. So yeah, just like Swiss Spear and then Homestead and do my thing. Oh, I don't attack with the Swiss Spear. That's definitely wrong. Right, I do have enough with this Defiant Strike to be able to kill through an Emperor that minuses on this one. So yeah, definitely wrong play. Okay, but anyway, we got this one. And that was a game 1, of course, because of this Reckless Rage. So that was like a pretty weak hand. There was just like Swiss Spear and a bunch of cantrips, but then we drew into this hub. We also drew into Berzoso, but that ended up not mattering. But yeah, the Swiss Spear just being good enough. Interesting. Alright, let's see game 2 here. Alright, so definitely like this hand. Just like, again, prowess doing its thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna like cycle these always with a Lawrence Escape up, so I'm not run into any marchers or get lost. So I'm playing out the Arcanist here. I wonder if this is to bait out a sweeper so I can resolve the showdown. It's probably fine. Yeah, it's probably fine to do it like this. So it gets no more lies, and I just decide to cycle my Defiant Strike now, which I also think is good, because like, if he just like spends his removal spell on the Swiss Spear right now, I don't think I mind that much, especially if it somehow taps him out of counterspell. It probably won't, but yeah, stuff like this Emperor here, which can eat my Swiss Spear. Now I get to resolve showdown. Yeah, it's probably reasonable. Of course, there's an argument that like he would not do this if he had a counterspell, but I'm not sure that's the case. So okay, we get to resolve showdown, and then showdown just takes away the game here. Something really funny happens where I learned something very important. I'll tell you about now. Is that like I play the Swiss Spear here. You'll see how it unfolds. I play the Swiss Spear and do a Defiant Strike on it, and then in response he goes Get Lost, and then I just like respond to that with God's Willing, giving it protection from white. This is, by the way, enough to kill him with the showdown triggers and everything. But because I give protection from white with God's Willing, I can no longer cast more Defiant Strikes. Okay, that's an issue. This one gets countered, and the showdown triggers also don't happen because this is a white source, so it can't target the Swiss Spear, and this showdown trigger will get countered. So I end up like doing my thing and then like coming short of lethal, and I could just have killed him by doing it, like by using the Lawrence Escape, basically. This is also part of like the journey to figure out that Lawrence Escape is just better than God's Willing, because of stuff like this, where it's so annoying that like this exact sequence means that Defiant Strike gets countered, and you just like, yeah, don't need to put yourself in that spot. All right, match number 3. So definitely after like the first match, I was feeling not great about Heroic, but like, that we should probably like play more than one match. And then I won this one 2-0, and it was like, huh, okay. Well, we'll see how this one goes. So this is a one-lander, but it has one drop and cyclers, and so I think that's often the key. Though I'm not sure if this particular one is. There's a lot of like detail that matter. Anyway, I just happen to draw my land anyway, so I can just play off this Zozo, and there's a chance that he doesn't have any interaction, which obviously is great because I don't have protection. And if he doesn't have interaction, this is actually just a turn 3 kill. So that's just what I'm gonna go for here. He counters that one, and then the Monstrous Rage instead is lethal. So yeah, perfect. Swiftspear into Virtuoso is a super scary start in this deck. Okay, there's a lot of steps to click through. Can I just do this? Then we just go through my mulligans, but yeah, okay. So I keep this 4-land hand, which I'm not sure is correct. I do think Swiftspear is very good in the matchup, and I did put in Showdown, so that like increases the like use I have of extra lands. So plus like this, you know, this deck doesn't mulligan that well. There's definitely a risk that you can just mulligan super low. I lean on Hoplite here, yeah, it makes sense. And now I have to think about temporary lockdown. Oh, but I don't need more because the Druid get lost. Okay, so I think I can safely just develop a Swiftspear here. It gets countered, that's fine. And I just tap out to pump this guy. This might be fine, but I'm not sure. Like, what the balance of like when to leave out God's Willing and when not? There's definitely like, you know, a risk to never spending your mana. Or like, you know, having this 1 mana that you never spend. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's worth like just cycling there. Especially since I had to get lost for something else anyway. So I think I need to get lucky now. Yeah, I don't think that was a reason to do this. I just had like so much mana next turn, like 3 mana is so much. And I could just play my things without. Also, this is a red one, like the Ancestral Anchor. Maybe there's more of a reason if it was Defiant Strike I had before, to use the Defiant Strike. Because then next turn, if I try and do the Defiant Strike, since it's God's Willing, it will get countered anyway. And so the upside is lower than here. But yeah, I don't know. Now I'm just in an awkward spot. I have to put Gigantha in hand. And I think I win this game actually, which is surprising. Just companion CD here. The good thing about these spots here, like it takes forever to draw a creature, but depending on the matchup, like if they can't pressure you enough, once you play the creature, you actually have a lot of stuff to like make that creature really matter and like be super safe. So that definitely is a thing that matters here. Maybe you'll see that I draw a creature and solve everything. Oh, right. No, I don't win this game. I remember what happened here. I drew my 1 plane, so the Field of Runes just absolutely make my day. And yeah, we can just fast forward a little bit. I mean, I draw some stuff, but yeah, he'll just have answers, I think, right? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I do win this game. Huh. Okay. Sure. So we didn't catch what happened there. Yeah, whatever. The thing that I talked about happened, where like once you drew a creature, even after getting Stone Rain twice, I just had so much protection. He only had 1 piece of interaction. He tried to like memory deluge for enough, but I just like completely bricked, I guess. And then yeah, I was just able to make this Virtuoso like not a 1 turn kill, but like just big enough to deal a bunch of damage. And then since he didn't have anything but Yorion in hand, he just had to cast that. That's interesting. I didn't think it would go this way, but yeah, it did. Oh, sorry, that was the game we just had. Okay, so now 4-2 in games. Feeling good. Alright, so this is another hand where I'm probably just jamming as much as I can. Expected to get the first Legionnaire countered or dealt with in another way. It's actually kind of awkward though to jam. Maybe I shouldn't, because if the first one can get hit by Get Lost, and then the second one can get countered. And maybe I shouldn't put myself in that position, and I should just pass here. I think that's maybe reasonable. But I do jam. And he has nothing, so Better luck than good, I guess. Okay, so this Spikefield Hazard is interesting. It is a land as well, as a heroic trigger card, but and I don't have Showdown in my deck at this point, so I don't really care that much about the 4th land. So I think here I'm just gonna go Ancestral Anger. Just try and build up this Legionnaire to be big and scary. Not expose the second one yet. Okay, I definitely... so interesting here. Yeah, instead of doing the God's Willing, which, by the way, if I had... Like, if I was gonna do that, I would have to put this pathway on white. It's one of those scenarios where pathway is kind of awkward, and mana Confluence is a lot better. Because I would cut myself kind of off double red, which would mean that I couldn't go, like, Legionnaire the turn after. Well, only if I drew specifically at planes, I guess. So maybe not that relevant. So yeah, maybe I should have just like put this on white and just like done the Defiant Strike cycle. But I also think there's a lot of value in just like putting the opponent on this much of a clock when I have a protection spell up. And it does deal with it, but yeah, that's fine. So I could have cycled Defiant Strike there. Trying to hit a land to do Legionnaire. But I think also just doing like Legionnaire plus Defiant Strike is like good enough that it's fine. Yeah, now I hit... I think it's still better to do Defiant Strike here because I've got Dwelling up. Draw the second Defiant Strike, and I think I decide to just do this. Even if he has interaction here, depending on how he deals with it, I can just kill him with this Legionnaire. With God's Willing and Spikefield Hazard. And so I think that's fine, but it's a little risky. Like, he could have stuff like an Emperor and to deal with it, and then things would actually look kind of awkward. But he didn't. He just died as a fairy, so I win the game here. Yeah, I don't know. That might have been unnecessarily risky. There's like definitely a balance there. So this is a hand with like that has one of the issues that you can face post board is that it like you bought out a lot of your triggers, especially like in this setup here. I bought it out. I guess not actually that many. I got the favorite hoplite as well. I bought out a Spikefield Hazard despite boring in Showdown, which is I guess sketchy at best. Don't do that. Yeah, okay. So I guess I didn't bought out that many things, but you definitely have the issue here where like all of these creatures are just vanilla 1 and 2 power creatures because there's no spells, and that is like extremely easy to control to beat. So it's very important to like be aware of this and like why stuff like favorite hoplite can get cut in the matchup. Yeah, so I just play a bunch of stuff. Super fair, but this is just not gonna work. Also, like a really important interaction is like this is why Temporary Lockdown is so good, is that like it stems the first bleeding, and then you can get back your Orion and use that to like kill another creature later. Because there's like no ETB effects or like any way for me to interact with that, other than the actual enchantment destruction, like Light of Hope. So this is just super scary. I get to resolve a Gigantha, which is like my only hope, because that doesn't get hit by Lockdown. But yeah, now Orion comes down and clears everything. And so once again, like I just keep drawing creatures, which of course is unlucky, but yeah. I'll scoop shortly here after. Okay, just draw a second Lockdown. I'm just gonna move to the next game. Oh, that was the thing. Okay, so game 3 of match 4. Alright, so this is another creature heavy hand. It has, I guess, it does have a way to deal with the best way to deal with this hand. So it can kill Temporary Lockdown, which I think I'm happy to keep. Sometimes I wonder if there's like a reason to hold the Favorite Hoplite in hand, because it's like one of the best things to discard to Virtuoso. In that, like, when you have a Virtuoso going, you really don't care about a Favorite Hoplite. It's just irrelevant. Like, you don't want to target it with anything. And so when you have these like Virtuoso and Hoplite hands, curving Hoplite into Virtuoso is not that good if the opponent doesn't have interaction. And so there's a chance you're actually just supposed to hold the Hoplite for that reason. So maybe I was supposed to play Swiss Spear on turn 1 here. I think maybe. Because I am just gonna jam Virtuoso on 2. Yeah, and I drew a second Virtuoso as well. So like this just like this upright just starts looking kind of bad here. It does get dealt with, but it's fine because we can play a second and keep up the Light of Hope. So in case there's a lockdown, we can just deal with the board. Okay, but there's no double white at least. So now I'm just gonna go nuts here. Oh, I actually used the Light of Hope to. Yeah, I don't know. This might be too risky. The reason I do this is so I can discard the Hope of Courage, which is technically value, but not really, right? Oh, I guess I'll draw like a different card to replace it with. So instead of having Light of Hope in hand, I'll have a random extra card, but otherwise it's the exact same thing, right? And I think I'd rather have a Light of Hope in hand than a random card. And I can also make the decision. If the card I draw is better than Light of Hope, I can just discard the Light of Hope. So this play makes no sense. It's just like, you know, I gotta get my value and discard the flashback card because that's the value. But that's not really, like, it's not. So that's one play that I should look out to try and make less of. But yeah, this is definitely a mistake. I did draw Monstrous Rage though, which I don't know if I would have had over Light of Hope. Oh, I decided to go for something. Actually, we completely missed that. I think I decided to go for Lethal there, thinking he like doesn't have anything. He would have main phase stuff, which is not true, right? I had mana up. So I decided to go for Lethal with Monstrous Rage and Divitoso, and in response he has like Ganjo, which is not the card I expected him to have. And so I think now he just wins the game, where he didn't before. Or maybe I just went for God's Willing. I don't know what I did there. Maybe I discarded the God's Willing because I'd drawn an Inspired Advantage, thinking that, okay, if things get dealt with, I can draw Showdown now. I don't know, that's pretty loose. Yeah, everything's just loose about this, and then like I just don't draw the Showdown, of course. Okay, so I feel like I threw away that game. Of course, like, Ganjo is really tough to deal with. But I could have in this fight actually, because my guy was like a 3/3. So I think I just attacked there and maybe I'm fine. But there is also the there was also like the Supreme Verdict. I think honestly my mistake happened on turn 1, right? I played out the favorite hoplite. I was just like did not have a reason to. And that could have been my follow-up to the Supreme Verdict. So yeah, I think playing out the hoplite on turn 1 was a big mistake there, and it's something to be very cognizant of when playing this deck. And I could have possibly killed him too. Like just loaded up my Virtuoso to be 5 toughness and my Swiss Spear to be 5. And yeah, that could have just been lethal through the Sagancho here. So yeah, that was definitely a mistake. I'm just gonna speed through the game just to see if I randomly win. Okay, I don't. Interesting. Yeah, so that was definitely a through by me there. Playing too reckless. I've definitely like felt like as I played this deck more, like you just get so much rewarded for patience a lot of the time, to a certain extent. At some point you no longer get rewarded for patience. But yeah. Anyway, we have a Swiss Spear into Virtuoso hand. I have double Monstrous Rage. Hopefully I can just kill him on turn 3 through a counter spell, depending on what I draw. Like obviously this Ganjo is kind of awkward here. He might also just have the answer to Virtuoso. Alright, so I start going off here. And oh, okay, yeah, I guess I just go for it. Yeah, okay. So the reason I go for it here is that like he doesn't have like if he had a piece of interaction, he would have killed the Virtuoso right now. He could have had a March. Technically, that would be a piece of interaction that would matter. Where he might not want to exile a card to deal with the Virtuoso, but would rather like try and get me to go for something. But yeah, we didn't. So I won. Yeah, that's a work for you. This is another one lander with Swiss Spears and an Ancestor Anchor. I'm not sure this is a keep though, because I'm on the draw, which weirdly like one lands would be better on the draw because you're more likely to get the land, but like I'm also like I will resolve my Ancestral Anchor on the play. I probably won't on the draw unless I actually hit the land here, which I'm not sure I do. I do. Okay, so that changes a lot of things. So now I could play like second Swiss Spear. I could just play out like if it's Ozo. I do like get lost, so I don't have to care that much about temporary lockdown. I keep calling temporary trespass. Like this just just damaged. I could cycle this in Stretcher Anchor. I don't think I want to do that on something that isn't heroic. I think I like playing out the Legionnaire here. I don't think I mind too much if it gets killed. I don't think I mind. Like, these are definitely also some of the better ones to get on the lockdown because they have haste, so when you get them back, it's nice. So I think that's what I should do here. And it gets countered, and we're happy. The Novich also didn't get countered. Let's see if we can hit the second. Okay, so that's a Chrome Host Siege Shark, which I can deal with, but I think I decided to just ignore it. If I hadn't drawn the land, I would have just instantly get lost this one. But yeah, now I can play this also with mana up. Something really important I did here, by the way, really important, is that I didn't tap and leave up red mana. If I left up Inspired Vantage, he could go fill the Ruin it, and then go to second main phase and kill my Vizoso. So we don't let that happen. When you draw your basic lanes, you just keep it up against blue-white control. That's the card you should keep untapped. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try and hit a red sauce here. So I decide to go for God's Willing. Then I can do Pro Blue and attack through the Siege Shark. That seems fine. It's probably better than using Lawrence Escape. So we did draw the red sauce. I can just cut a Swiss Spear here. And scribe that Sacred Foundry to the bottom, I assume. And now I can do this. Discard Homestead Courage for value. This gets countered. Yeah, so that's fine. And I decided to attack with both here. I could try and like pump the Virtuoso again, but I don't think that's worth to kill the Siege Shark, but I don't think that's worth doing right now, because it seems a little bit risky. Then he goes to Fairy and decides to minus on the Virtuoso, which ends up killing him because of this Get Lost here. So I'm very happy he didn't plus, and I try and jump block with some of these, because then like we would have had to play a longer game, and it would be weird and awkward, but like this way I just like get there. Okay, cool. So that was another win. A turn 3 kill, and then winning through the Chrome Host, Sea Shark, and a Stone Rain. Actually, every game so far, or like both games where he got to use Field of Ruin as a Stone Rain, he's lost. So I don't know what that says about anything, but yeah. Anyway, let's watch the last match here. Alright, so mulligan a 1-lander and keep this double Legionnaire hand. Put back, I think that was Homestead Courage. So yeah, sometimes you can also just be like this Valley Dasher deck, which is still like somewhat effective against control. So I play my second Swiss Spear here. I'm not gonna like risk the cycling on Defiant Strike yet. I'm not actually sure that's correct. Maybe I should have risked it, because again, like through the logic that if he has Get Lost, he just does it immediately. But he also doesn't have a lockdown here. So now I go for this, and maybe now he has March, which is opened up. He does have a Get Lost here, okay. Oh, so I get blown out here, because what I do here is to Defiant Strike on the other Legionnaire to like draw this Lawrence Escape. So I just grab Lawrence Escape to the top of the Scry trigger. He Get Lost this one. I go Defiant Strike on the other one to draw Lawrence Escape to protect this one. The reason for this is that I just would want to spread out my power, so in case he has like an Emperor or something, he will not like kill my biggest thing and leave me with a 2/2. The thing I miss here is that if he has March, he gets to now kill both of my guys, because he will respond to this Defiant Strike with the March and he destroys everything. And that's actually what happens. So I should have pumped this one, and actually the game would have been close then, as far as I remember it playing out. Because yeah, we do this favorite hoplite here, and yeah, just this complete board. What did he exile? The Winds Veto. So we're just like trying to let this favorite hop. Okay, so I don't attack with hoplite here because of Emperor. The one who's my last creature to that. I'm not sure if that holds true. Maybe I just need to get the damage in. Certainly, if I had a 10th, like another Legionnaire left over, I would have like attacked with that last turn, and then this turn I would have attacked with both here. So there's like 6 more damage I miss by like doing this, and I would have like obviously the extra creature here. So So I start by exploring and then I play Ancestral Anger. Yeah, that's probably fine. I don't know. I guess I get to like have a look for like what I could draw into and then control that. I think Mighty does end up taking this one out. Yeah, because the lockdown doesn't protect from that. Or sorry, the escape doesn't protect from that lockdown. Yeah, so it's not for sure that I would have won with the extra, like, maybe it's 8 damage extra. Maybe. Actually, then I would have won with the Spikefield Hazard. Depends a little bit on if you had the lockdown earlier or not, or if you like had to find it off the deluge. But yeah. Anyway, that was like another punch, potentially game deciding. So we actually had 2 of those as well, 2 matches that were lost to punts, which yeah, is like kind of a significant amount. Considering that I went 3-3 in the matchup. But obviously it's hard to say that like Matzi also didn't lose to punts, right? So you can never really use that as a factor. Yeah, and I end up being, yeah, there's just too much stuff going on here. Oh, I think this turn, yeah, I just have to try and find something that like makes things lethal, but I don't. And yeah, there's veto when I die. Alright, oh, I guess I didn't lose the match to that punch. We were just going to get 3. But yeah, those were the 6 matches. I think the there's definitely like, I'm not like, I wouldn't say the matchup is good based on these, but I definitely think Heroic has like a lot of play and can like take a lot of these games. So wouldn't be unhappy to face the matchup.